Hey everybody, and welcome back to Bourbon Blind, where the guys drink what y'all pick. Tonight's bottle comes from Vertigan 39. It is OCD number 5, and it is out of Glens Creek Distillery. If you haven't seen our show before, the guys are going to tell what they think of the whiskey in their glass without the hype of the label, give you a price point they're willing to pay, and apparently I'm pouring really big pours tonight. A price point they're willing to pay without knowing the hype of the label. Then they'll reveal the bottle and chit chat about it. So, if you like what you see tonight, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. If you love us, go ahead and hit that Patreon. Go see what we have over on Patreon, all sorts of cool stuff. As well as head on over to Facebook. We have a great Facebook group. It's Bourbon 24/7 without much of anything else. So, and that's Bourbon Blind Nation. So with that, I'm going to go find my bag because apparently it's run off again. It's an ongoing battle with me and my bag. And get the guys, and they'll see what they think of this OCD number 5. It is super dark. Oh, this is the premium version. And this was a neck pour, so I'm really curious to see what they think. Cheers.
What's up, guys? Nick and I walked in and saw this and kind of stopped in our tracks.
Yeah, I was like, did she pour us Dr. Pepper?
Right?
Or some cold brew coffee?
I mean, it's so dark.
But also, thanks, Aaron, for not pouring, pours. Put it down. We haven't done the intro.
I just did the intro.
You said, I'm Nick, he's Kyle.
Yeah, you know what's up.
Bourbon Blind Nation on Facebook, Patreon, check us out, Teespring.
Speaking of Patreon, super excited. If you guys haven't heard already, we have 3 barrels coming in this year, at least. Buffalo Trace, 1792 full proof, and a 4 Roses.
My legs haven't even started moving.
So there's tiers on Patreon now for said barrel picks.
Not tiers, like levels.
Right. Rungs, if you will. If there's any left over after Patreon, they will go out to the nation. But if you want to be sure that you get in on those, Patreon would be the way.
I have so many
like I said, I hate to plug it so much, but just is what it is, I guess. So
I have questions. It's finished.
If it's not finished, it's not bourbon.
I'm not 100% not sure that it's not finished in like crude oil barrels, because this is, I don't know how well this is coming across on camera, because that's
so dark.
That's barely see-through.
It's like coffee.
It almost feels like sherry or port. Like I'm picking up on the nose.
Yeah.
That's
so. As we sit here, kind of mind screwed.
He meant mind fucked. There'll be a glass breaking noise there.
There's raisins and plums and
it's all the
dark fruit.
When we say dark fruits, normally we mean like darker fruits.
This is
like if the fruit's black, we mean it. Like that's what this is.
If it's not the darkest of dark, no. Plums, pears.
This is like this. Like dark like
dates.
The skid, yeah.
Dates.
Figs.
Oh, figs. There was a place out.
Are dates figs?
Are dates figs? I don't know.
I feel like dates and figs.
Hey Google.
Hang on while I get connected to Wi-Fi.
Rude?
All right, or not.
Technology's amazing.
Isn't it though?
Well, it's like
I guess that's what I get for getting it used off of eBay. Yeah, it works. Ish.
Well, it's like a jalapeno when you roast it's an ancho.
Right.
So like that changes names, I think.
What you're thinking?
A cucumber.
Chipotle,
not ancho.
Cucumber turns into pickles.
Yeah. I think that it's like they start as a fig and then a thing happens and then they're dates.
So there's a place halfway between, actually I think it's more towards California, but it's literally in the middle of nowhere between California and Arizona. They have date banana shakes. They're so good. Hadley's, if you guys know. But
I'm intrigued.
It's legitimately amazing.
I'm intrigued.
But yeah. So anyway, all the dark fruit.
I'm like, there's not a lot of sweetness.
I don't
like. There's some sweetness, but it's like
right. Like I was about to say
it's
molasses,
not,
but it's not
molasses. It's what am I?
like it is and it's not. We were like right there.
It's like soy sauce. Like soy sauce, and I don't mean like it smells like soy sauce.
The essence.
Like soy sauce
umami.
has like that
umami. This has an umami quality about
It's
it.
very MSG.
All right, let's get in here. Uncle Roger would be so proud about you talking about
Uncle
MSG.
Roger.
He is amazing.
He's hilarious. You should check him out. All of his critiques on people making fried rice are hilarious.
awesome.
All right.
All right, going in.
What is this? What is happening?
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that's probably not bourbon.
That tastes like a straight raisin.
Yeah.
Like straight raisin. If you could liquefy a raisin and make it alcoholic, that's what that is.
I'm almost wondering if this is. See, it's not thick enough to be like a really good sherry.
No. And it's not
But-
a port. I don't think. I don't know.
It might be a port.
I think Aaron
But-
threw us a curveball. Like a real strong
Yeah.
curveball. And I feel like we knew that the minute we walked in.
And saw him, we both
Saw how dark
stopped.
it was. Literally stopped dead.
I almost want to say like an Armagnac, but it's not.
I could see Armagnac.
Right, but I don't think it's along the. Oh, maybe it is, but it's. I don't think it's bourbon. It's good.
It's very unique.
Unique New York.
That's one of your favorite things to say after I say unique.
You know, I said it was really good, but on that second sip,
Not
it's
so
just
good. It's like I cleansed.
acidic and weird.
I cleansed.
I'm a
It
cleanse.
did not. Don't
Cleanse with the
Don't
Kirkland.
do it. Don't do it. It's gonna be worse.
It already was worse.
No, it's gonna be worse. Worse.
Like worse.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Let's see what this does.
Nothing good. Just the water that was left in my mouth.
That is so weird.
$7.
Not a fan.
Not a fan. First sip and the nose like were super unique, and I was like, "Oh, this would be like a neat experience." And then just the more time I spend with it, the less time I want to spend with it. See what I mean? Like the water, like after you rinse your mouth.
That was
out.
without. Yeah, but
No,
still,
after you rinse
yeah.
your mouth out, like
yeah,
it
I did.
just. I've got a burn in the back of my throat, and I don't know where that came from.
It's like a bear.
It's like a burnt berry.
I was gonna say barrel char, like straight up, like licking barrel char.
So this is like a char 11. Like the barrel's still on fire while you're filling it.
That is so dark. Like
It's like uncomfortably dark. Like I like dark humor. Like this is one of those like dark humor jokes somebody tells, and you're all like, like that was kind of funny, but like, maybe don't say that in public.
I don't want to go to hell that quick.
Right.
Water doesn't help. Water doesn't. Oh,
Oh, for science, things we do for you guys.
don't add water to that.
I'm gonna do it.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Oh. And it just gets worse. It's so bad.
Make it stop.
So after the water, I'm going to go back to the regular one.
Why? How? Who? Where? When? That's so bad.
It's like straight up barrel char.
I don't like it. It's $4. I said 7 earlier. I overstated. $4.
Open it. I'm done with this.
afraid.
This better not be something like.
I hope it's one of your favorite bottles. Kentucky Bourbon Whiskey.
OCD number 5 from Glens Creek Distillery.
Okay, so I'm gonna call that a straight up lie. There's no way that's. I literally can't see these lights through this bottle.
These are bright lights.
What?
No, you literally can't. There's like a faint hint of red of the light behind it.
At the bottom of every barrel of our OCD number 5 is a deep mix of charred wood and great bourbon. It's debatable.
It's more charred wood.
We reserve this small amount of very special bourbon and filter out the charcoal, not much of it, which leaves an extra dark and smooth bourbon. Extra dark, yes. Smooth,
It's very barrel charry.
Well, we bottle it at barrel proof so that you can enjoy the full flavor. I kind of wish they didn't.
I don't know, because it was definitely worse with water.
Fair. Yeah. Aged at least 2 years.
We were both wrong. It was a bourbon.
If this had been an Armagnac that we pulled out, I would have been like, that makes sense.
I mean, but not really, though, because Armagnac is so, like, good and sweet.
I'm not a big fan of Armagnac. Like you are, I'm not.
I do like a good Armagnac.
Yeah, so 110.2 proof, bottle 87, barrel 1.
Yep.
So,
and it is signed by the master distiller.
And I hope he doesn't watch the channel, because I'm sorry that we just decimated your product.
Yeah.
I would.
The other products I've had from them are really good.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would like to. This is the first I've had from them,
okay.
And I'm going to try and not let it taint my view of their other offerings.
Right.
I will just say I, as me, would not seek out, purchase, or befriend anyone with this bottle. Which questions?
We bought this straight from the distillery. It's in the same town as Buffalo Trace, way back road. It actually is in the Old Crow Distillery.
Nice. That's cool.
They hired some people and got some of the original Old Crow Distillery yeast to use for their mash and everything.
That's interesting.
Yeah. It is legitimately the coolest distillery I've ever been to. It really is.
You've been to a number of them.
I've been to quite a few of them. We went there as literally 2 guys working. The master distiller and the more business guy, and that was it.
They had one in the front of house, one in back of house, and that was about it.
There was no front and back of the house. There was just the distillery.
You know what I mean.
There still used to be a 5-gallon keg that was converted into a still. Now they moved up. It's like a 10 or 15-gallon, maybe a 20-gallon still. Yeah.
That is small batch.
Their mash tuns were 255-gallon totes that they cut the top off of.
Cool.
And when they do so much small product that when they fill up the barrel, they literally do it by the mason jar.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like it was legitimately because you've been to quite a few distilleries, and you show up. They're all different, but they're all the same.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Jack Daniel's is very corporate, where George Dickel is very. It's much more hometown invitee feeling.
Like you go to George Dickel and it's like, yeah, we make whiskey in the back. If you want to come check it out, go ahead.
These guys were on a whole different level of that.
Yeah.
And when we showed up, they were like, so since you guys are here, we're going to go ahead and assume you've been to other distilleries and you know how whiskey is made. So we're just going to show you our operation. And we literally, it was Aaron and I, and we walked around with the master distiller. He probably walked around with us for like an hour. Just talking about their stuff, their still, and then took us over to their tasting area and let us try a bunch of different stuff. It's definitely unique.
It is.
What is it? Premium. OCD number 5. Premium, I guess.
So
Kentucky bourbon whiskey.
Like I said, I would like to try some of their other expressions.
Yep.
That's not one I would like to try again.
That's fair. So
I gave my price of $4.
I said what I said.
Nothing. We're sorry, guys, at Glens Creek. This has been rough. But again, not holding the entire distillery accountable by one bottle.
No, and like we said, legitimately, their other products were really good. So,
how long do they age their other stuff? Because this says aged at least 2 years.
At the time, that was about it.
Okay.
Now, granted, that's been probably at least 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So-
So maybe they're up to around 4 now.
Which, cool. So,
And I've had some
crazy
stuff
dark.
that has said aged at least 2 years that really wasn't bad.
Right.
That was an easy drink and wasn't like super young and corny and stuff
2
like
years
that.
for me is probably the absolute bare minimum.
Yeah.
Less than 2 years and it's just not good.
My favorite ones are the aged at least 6 months.
Right.
So you didn't do anything.
The 2 to 3 years can sometimes hit or miss. 3 to
It's-
4
it's-
years can be okay, and then once you get 4 years, you're generally out of that.
That weirdness.
What I get is like a dusty cornfield.
Yeah.
So,
I just refer to it as the weirdness.
yeah.
There's-
If you're
there's-
aging it less than 2 years, just keep it as White Dog.
Don't
I
even
would,
put it in the
I
barrel.
would much rather drink White Dog, Moonshine, whatever you want to call it, Mountain Dew, whatever.
Bartle Skeet, whatever.
Yeah, than I would a 6-month bourbon, because it's just not good.
Right, like a 6-month bourbon is still White Dog, but it's got color on it. It's like a colored White Dog.
It's like it
That
takes out
sounded
all the
bad.
bad stuff out of the barrel, but it hasn't done anything good yet.
It's like,
So-
hey, I've got the first layers of barrel char off. We're
Right.
done here.
Yeah.
No, but like I said, I've had some stuff that's in the 2 to 4 year range that's pretty decent.
Yeah.
You know, I've had a lot. Like he said, once you hit the 4 year from there, it's usually
You're
pretty
generally
solid.
Yeah, generally speaking, you're out of that.
Yeah, it's a good
Super
rule of
young
thumb that
category.
if you see something new that you haven't tried, it's at least 4 years old, it's worth a gamble for the
Yeah.
most part.
Which is that Walking Dead whiskey. A lot of people think weird things about it because it says The Walking Dead on it. It is at least 4 years old, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey.
Yeah. And what, 47%, so 90,
94 proof.
94 proof?
It's a
Math.
94 proof, which is the same as Elijah Craig. It's at least 4 years old. It's out of Kentucky, and there's no additives in it.
I mean, sure, it's not super dark, but it's really good. It's good.
It's legitimately good.
It's genuinely a good bottle.
And I've
That-
seen places around that have it on sale for like $18, sometimes $12 a bottle.
I think the
It's-
last bottle I picked up was like $15.
Like, I would just buy a case of it at that price. It's
Yeah.
legitimately decent. It's not anything like blow your socks off
No.
crazy good.
No, but
but
if
for
you-
15 to 20 bucks, I would absolutely pick that up again.
If you're just gonna hang out with some friends or watch TV with the family, have a movie night or whatever, and you just want
Yeah.
something to sip on and that you can knock back a couple and it doesn't matter, that like you don't want to sit there and think about it.
That's one of
all
the
day
couch
long.
the pours. Like, I'll bring the bottle to the couch and
and
just
just
set it
top
next
the
to me.
glass off.
Yeah, and not even have to think about it.
Yeah, no, that all day long, I genuinely enjoy this. I've been through 2 or 3 bottles now, and they're one of those bottles that I can go home, and if I can't decide what to drink, I'll pour a glass of that and be like, I'm fine with this. There's
Right.
nothing wrong. It is and bourbon, and it's everything that's good about it. Like, it's not the bourbons that you get that are inexpensive but are like weird.
Right.
Sometimes I'll have like a strange funk or something like that. It's aged right. It's decent proof. It's got good
Yeah.
flavor. It's
So sometimes you can find
Smooth.
bottles like that, and they're good.
yeah.
As for the OCD, they took a gamble. They tried something new with the whole barrel char thing.
I will say I've genuinely never seen another distillery do that.
Yeah. So they are making all their own product. They're doing everything in house. They do their bottling station was literally a barrel, and they stick the tube pipe
Thing.
into, and it fills up. I'm going off memory here. Maybe 1 or 2, but no more than 4 bottles at a time, and it's all done by hand. Like, they apply all the labels by hand and stuff. Yeah, it was, like I said, it was legitimately a cool distillery. Yeah, so they're putting everything out themselves. Yeah.
No,
So-
it's like there's a place not too far from us in Huntsville called Irons One, and he does that stuff too. He does 5-gallon barrels when he ages. He has a couple of 15 barrels that he's letting age a little bit longer. He does a bourbon, and then he reuses the barrels to make a whiskey, and they're not bad.
No.
You know, they're still like that, a little bit young because they're usually around 2 years old.
Right.
So they're still a little young, but you can tell like they've got a good start, but they could just go a little bit
Yeah.
extra.
Well, that's the thing. To me, wait at least 3 or 4 years to put out a product. I know it's hard starting a new distillery. I mean, I've never done it before, but I know what goes into it. And
But he's supported lots of them, as you can see.
Right. And all the cost involved and everything else, and waiting to put out product for that long is hard, which is why most small distilleries do vodka and rum and gin and moonshine and whatever, because 3 to 4 years with no income coming in, unless you have a serious bankroller behind you, you can't do that.
Yeah. No,
So you got to put something out.
There's a lot of lenders that would be like, oh, you haven't made a profit in 4 years? Yeah, we're going to need our money back now.
Right.
Right.
So,
But
anyway, guys, appreciate all of you. You guys coming on, listen to us rant for this long. So,
if you made it
to the 3 people that are still here, thank you.
You made it to the end, you all get gold stars. They're in the mail.
Right. Checks in the mail.
We know who you are.
So, yeah. Glassware and stuff, let me know. T-shirts at Teespring, link in the description. All that other YouTuber stuff that you're supposed to say, like comment,
subscribe, comment, share,
whatever.
All the things.
All that shit.
If you didn't like it, dislike button twice.
That's right.
Double tap.
Double tap. Rule number 1,
Rule
double
number
tap.
1, double tap.
No, rule number 1 was cardio.
Oh,
I think rule number 2 was double tap.
Double tap. But
So, anyway, appreciate you guys. And until Friday noon Central next week, cheers and drink blind.
drink always.
We want to give a huge shout out to all of our Patreon people. Absolutely thank you. You guys are freaking magical. T-shirts at Teespring, link in the description.
Also, thank you to anyone who has ever supported us, whether that's either coming on a live, chit-chatting with us on a Thursday night, or if you just like to watch our episodes, we appreciate every one of you.
Until Friday noon Central next week, cheers.